Have you ever met someone or known someone that made you think, man, I wish I was more like them? If so, then you'll understand what's coming. Have you ever known someone, whether it was something about their character or their personality or their confidence or the way they carried themselves, but something made you say, I wish I was more like them? Well, that's how I feel about David when I read 1 Samuel chapter 17. In 1 Samuel chapter 17, you read the story about David facing Goliath. And that's usually what we focus on. But there is so much more in this chapter. This chapter is really about the differences between David and Saul. What are those differences? Well, David wanted to run to the front lines, while Saul kind of hid back behind the front lines. David was the one who said, hey, don't worry, God's got this. And Saul was the one who was afraid. David was willing to take this task on himself, and Saul was trying to find somebody to take on the task. David kept remembering God's faithfulness to him in the past, while Saul kept forgetting it. And David was worried about God's glory in all of this, and Saul was worried about his own glory. You see now why it makes me want to be more like David than like Saul? And when David kept his focus on God, then he grew in character and stature and goodness. Scripture tells us that. So this week, who do you want to be more like? Do you want to be like David? Or do you want to be like Saul? I hope by the end of this week you can look back and say, I was more like David this week than I was Saul. Have a great week, and I'll see you back here next week.